Okay, here we go, right? So chain analysis, you're going along and you find a place, a link where you think, that would be a good place for them to do something different to get the chain of events to go differently. And so you might ask right there, what could you do to get things to go differently, to get this to go a different way? Solution analysis, per Linehan's book, page 276 in that table, involves these 5 things. You identify wants, needs, goals, generate solutions, evaluate solutions, choose a solution, and then troubleshoot that solution. So right there, you'd rather not yell at your daughter and get through this without sort of escalating it. Okay, what are all the ways you could do that? You could leave, you could do opposite action, you could do pros and cons, you could whatever, right? You're generating all kinds of different ideas right there. Okay, which of these seems the best to you? Could you really pull off next time? Okay, let's pick that. Want to? All right. Now, thinking through that, what are all the things that are getting in the way? Okay, that's solution analysis. Now, task analysis, I'm going to do my very best here, is when you say, this is how I always end up in a task analysis. I say, we've got a solution, and then it's not going anywhere, or somehow it's bogged down, or some problem has come up, like a smart, motivated person is somehow not getting where they want to go, or an unmotivated person has, a person who was motivated lost motivation, and I'm at that point where I say, okay, wait a minute here. And when I'm at that kind of point in my mind, like just straightforward solution analysis doesn't work, that's where I tend to go toward task analysis. And that is where I say, okay, wait a minute. In general, how does a person do whatever the task is, okay? So I'm going to go through a series of examples where I'm going to move from solution analysis back to task analysis and then show how you go back in. And I hope that'll help get it clearer. But I was thinking of the metaphor that, at least for me, might, why do I think this is so important? Task analysis is like teaching a person how to make roux. Do you know roux is like a little bit of shortening or fat of some sort, a little bit of flour, and then any old type of liquid, and it's a certain this part to that part. You cook the flour and the butter together for, they're equal parts for long enough, and then you pour in the liquid. And so that's sort of like the principle. So a task analysis is up at that level. Like, in general, here's how you make a sauce. It's like this, and it's like that, and it's the other thing. But then if I'm saying, okay, so how do you make a sauce with the ingredients in your refrigerator and cabinet? That would be more like a solution analysis. And then when it gets down, does that make sense? Are you kind of following? Maybe this metaphor is working? If it gets down to your troubleshooting, like they tried the solution and then something went wrong, what makes me able to do good troubleshooting is that I actually know the task analysis. In other words, if I look at your gravy, I know, okay, it's lumpy, probably. They added the water or the liquid too fast. It has a kind of an off taste. Okay, probably the way that tastes, they didn't cook the roux long enough before they put it in, or they cooked the roux too long, or that like et cetera, et cetera. So good troubleshooting, I think, has to do, again, with having a sense of how does, in general, a person do X, regulate their emotion, tolerate distress, keep themselves from dissociating, etc. So this is the general, how does a person do something, and this is the specific, how do you make a solution right from the ingredients in your kitchen. Okay, let's see if you'll have to tell me if this helps or not. I'm hoping it might help.